Dear husband, this letter I will be leaving for you on the kitchen table where I have already cleared a space for it. My handwriting is poor because my hand is shaky, so I must steady it as I write. I will call 911 when the time is right. I have already swallowed 5 Oxycontin tablets, but there are 12 more I am to swallow when God so instructs me. Upstairs, the children are peaceful at last. They've been placed on our bed in the exact order of their age, for it is this order in which God has sent them to us. There is Lowell Jr., the twins, Rosalind and Rosanna, little Paul and our baby Dolly Ann. And you would believe that those children are beautiful children and so peaceful. Dear husband, when the bad feelings and urges first began, before everything, when I went to all of those doctors that you suggested to me over and over again, I would still have this dream while driving out on the open highway, my eyes staring straight ahead, burning. I would quickly turn the wheel of the car to the right, like a flash of light, before the children could perceive what was going on, and we would crash into a concrete wall over the overpass, and it would all be over in an explosion of flame. Every 1 in 7 women each year who give birth suffer from postpartum depression. This means that about 15% of women each year endure this, along with motherhood. Lori Lynn was your average high school girl, an honor roll student who falls in love with the all-star football player, and in what seemed to be the making of a fairy tale story, quickly turned into a downward spiral. With 5 kids at home, a mother-in-law, and a husband that constantly belittle her, she's drowning in her postpartum depression, and this causes our narrator, Lori Lynn, to do the unthinkable. Dear Husband, by Joyce Carol Oats. Our firstborn son was named for you. Well, Junior was meant to be perfect, and he was such a happy baby. But it is true, your mother fretted over him, for her grandson did not thrive. Then God sent us twin daughters, Rosalind and Rosanna, bright, lively girls with white blonde hair that was so much prettier than their mother's hair, and then little Paul and our baby Dolly Ann, who was the sudden gift to the family. Dear husband, you said that you would make a home for us, like a city on a hill. Our family would be shining in the sun for all to behold. Dear husband, you alone will know the truth of what has happened in this house, for you alone have the right to condemn me, for it was my failure as a wife and as the mother of your children. That is my true crime, and I am confessing this crime only to you, dear husband. For it is you that I have wronged. Our children were to be beautiful souls in the eyes of God. One time, when Mommy was behind the wheel and anxious in traffic, little Paul would shriek to torment me. His cries were sharp like a pickaxe in my brain, and Mother McKinnon said, "Can't you control these children, Lori Lynn? You are their mother after all." And your mother looked at me with such disappointment in her face. And another time at Thanksgiving, I was in the kitchen, anxious and washing dishes, and you came in and asked, "Why on earth are you hiding away in the kitchen washing dishes before the meal is concluded? What is wrong with you? Why do you behave so rudely?" And another time when little Dolly Ann had diarrhea and the twins couldn't be sitting together for giggling and squabbling, and well, Junior ate so fast with his head lowered it became so messy, and little Paul shrieked at me wanting to play his video games, crying and shoving. And dear husband, I have tried to keep them bathed, but it's hard sometimes, for they kick and the splash in the bath, knowing how fearful I am that the water will get on the floor and the tile will warp and water will drip down through the dining room ceiling. And I have tried to keep this house clean, but you would laugh at me with your angry laugh like silk tearing, dear husband. But it isn't that I haven't tried. Haven't I? For the day has no end, my sister said to me while she was visiting. Raylan, you look so tired. Maybe you should go and see a doctor. I was furious with her, poking her nose around in my business. I said, I am not tired. I will not break down. I will not be pitied or ridiculed or laughed at like some TV woman to spill her guts to strangers, to reveal such shameful secrets just to receive an applause. I know that this is not what you have expected of this marriage, dear husband, and I know that this is not what was promised to you, and none of this is your fault. I know that I am the mother, and I am the wife, and I do not need anybody's help. Mother McKinnon is right. I am so ashamed of what the police officers will discover. The boys' rooms aren't clean. There's a harsh smell of a baby's diapers and a bleach. They push and shove and kick and whimper when I try to comb their hair, and so many dirty towels and clothes. But worse yet are the things that have been hidden from you, dear husband. I am so ashamed of what will be revealed to you after I am gone. I know that it was my fault to provoke you to say such horrible words, and that such terrible things would never erupt from your mouth, dear husband, except for me. You said, Loyland, what the hell do you do all day long? Look at this house. You have nothing to do but take care of the house and the children. You are a failure as a mother, and you are a failure as a wife. Royland, you tricked me into marrying you, pretending to be somebody that you're not, and I know, I'm sorry. I know that I don't deserve to ever be happy again, and I know that it is for this reason at last this morning I acted as God. For now, what is done, and what is done cannot be undone. I began with Lowell Jr. first, for he was the oldest and the biggest, and he was your firstborn son, and though I know, dear husband, he has been a disappointment to you, I know. I drug him to the tub where the water was warm, just the way the children like it, and now there's so much water on the floor, and you'll be so disgusted. Some parts of what happened I can recall now, but others are faded already. For after Lowell Jr., Rosanna had awakened, and after Rosanna had awakened, the others had awakened, and God instructed me, Loyland, you must act now, so one by one I drowned them in that tub. I drowned my children in that tub, but it wasn't like it was very different from bathing them. They always clicked and splashed and whimpered and whined and made such ugly faces. Some parts of what God had instructed me I can recall now, but others are already faded. It was a hard task, believe me, but it needed to be accomplished, for the children have not turned out right. That is the simple fact. I am a bad mother, dear husband, and in your eyes, this should be a new way of beginning again for you. And the baby did not suffer, I promise. Like the others, Dolly and thrashed and kicked, but beneath the water, our little girl couldn't fight me, and she couldn't scream. Dear husband, it is a cleansing now. God has instructed me, and Jesus Christ has guided my hand. Dear husband, you will be called at work in Atlanta, and you will be asked to return home. In heaven, the children will be at peace. They will be happy at last, as they were meant to be. Your beloved children are with God now. I have hidden the kids' faces with a sheet, for these are not beautiful children. These are not beautiful faces, I am afraid. All that I can do now is take the rest of these pills. and take up their carving knife at the kitchen sink, and you will find another woman to honor, to cherish, and to bear your children. And it will be beautiful and happy as you deserve. Your loving wife, Marilyn.